made a video earlier this morning. My sound is off. I'm using my new Windows 7 computer. A little confusing, not quite as simple as XP. A couple of things. We started out looking at the overnight. We've been bouncing off the midpoint of the first support, and when we started the day, everything was very close to the midpoint, and we were just watching the market open. We didn't take a trade here. We saw the bounce up, bounce down. It was just I'm moving this forward so I can give you the analysis of what we're looking at. And we got about here, and I mentioned that we saw this very small divergence in the likelihood that the price would retrace to the moving averages. It did that and bounced up. We were looking to see if it would go to the second support, and when it turned over, we took a short based on the short-term ergodic down here turning over and below its moving average. That was more or less a continuation trade. And we got down here to the Pesavento bar and got out. And this is, let me catch you up here very quickly. And here we are right now with the market, live market, going somewhere. So two things. This was at about 9:36. We're running down 38 is where we got short. We got out on that Pesavento bar because we'd had a 1, 2, 3 move down. And while I'm making this video, the market shot up like a rocket. So that's pretty typical of what's going on here. This is one of the reasons I have a real hard time trading and talking at the same time. You've got to watch very carefully about what's going on, and this 1, 2, 3 pattern is very typical for market retracements. Now, it was only from 1105 to 1103, and this is a pretty tight market. Now, there were no major reports coming out till 10 o'clock, so all you can really do are trade these moves when the moving average crosses. You got the Pesavento bar there, and then you've got the color change, and then you've got the cross. You get in at 1103, it runs to 1106 and a quarter before you get the Pesavento bar, and you can see when the market is fairly indecisive, i.e. the moving averages are fairly flat, you should get out on the Pesavento bar right away. Now, should you take a reversal? Well, the difference between the midpoint of the second support and the second support is only a point. So you got to be pretty quick on the trigger to do this. So let's watch this and see what happens when this major report comes out at 10 o'clock. The other thing I might mention is this was exactly at 9:42 our plus 12-minute turning point. And so our next turning point is 9:54, so we need to watch carefully. Now we're starting to get this momentum up to recover from yesterday. What we've got is long-term ergodic coming up, in the short term now it's starting to turn up and bounce off those moving averages. So you got to be very cautious here about when you take a trade, and the movement potential is not very great, so I would prefer to sit and rest right here. I am going to switch to the daily ES very quickly, and you can see the market looks like it's ready to turn. It hit a 707 level. This is a daily chart. We had a continuation divergence down there, and then the market turned around and went up. The moving averages are very flat on the daily area also, so you've got a little doji here at the top, so we've got to be cautious. It looks like this video is going to run out of time, so I'm going to put two back to back so you've got a continuation of this morning's movement.